3 Problem-solving activities for team building. Team building is providing shared experiences that form a better connection between team members. This often leads to better collaboration and work performance. If you work on a team or you lead a team, it can be helpful to host occasional team activity meetings or days to make your team better. In this article, we'll discuss problem-solving activities to help you build a stronger team. What is team building? Team building is the process of improving a team's collaboration, which should lead to better team performance. There are many ways to build teams effectively. Each method of team building comes with its own team building activities that bring co-workers closer together with shared experiences. Problem-solving activities are an effective method of team building. You may often form teams to address complex problems in the workplace. However, there can be competition, stress, and limits on how your team members work together. Plus, many team members have loose connections with each other and have few formative shared experiences. By moving the team outside the office, but focusing on problem solving as a team, you can build stronger connections and practice better collaboration without the stressors of the office. How often should you schedule team building activities? One of the most important aspects of team building is that it is an ongoing process. One team building session can be effective, but your team could benefit more from multiple sessions. In fact, it may be beneficial to make it a part of your regular program. For team building to be effective, you should repeat it as often as you feel it is useful. This largely depends on the activity you choose. You can do quick activities on a more regular basis since they don't interfere with the regular work schedule. You will probably conduct longer, more elaborate activities less frequently so the team can get work done. Conversely, holding team building activities and events too far apart could be less effective. For instance, holding one training per year may not be frequent enough for your team members to retain the information and skills. Realistically, for many companies, team building must be a part of a monthly schedule to show the best results. However, the ideal frequency depends on the type of activity, your team, and your needs. Benefits of problem-solving activities in team building. Problem-solving activities in team building are an effective way to improve teamwork and collaboration. This is because teams are designed to resolve problems. Essentially, you are allowing your employees to practice being a team without any of the normal stressors of the workplace. One benefit of problem-solving activities in team building is the ability to present employees with challenges they normally would not encounter. This lets you test the team in new ways, which forces team members to think with unconventional methods. In many cases, this leads to employees changing how they work to find new solutions. Teams bring these changes back to the workplace where they can help solve existing problems. Paid versus unpaid team building sessions. There are benefits to both paid and unpaid team building sessions. Since companies must pay to create and host the team building sessions, some will choose not to pay employees for completing these activities. They do not generate money, so the company is taking a loss in return for an improvement in team productivity. Because of this, some companies believe that they should not pay staff members for team building sessions to minimize the costs. Some companies take this a step further by holding team building sessions outside of normal work hours so they don't interfere with the regular workday. Supporters of paid team building sessions think the company should pay because staff members are taking part in company events. This is compounded when team building sessions are held during the workday. However, there are benefits to offering paid team building activities, including raising motivation for participation. Problem-solving team building activities. Problem-solving team building activities are an effective way to improve team collaboration. The key to making them effective is having well-planned activities. These activities must facilitate shared experiences that bring team members closer together. Here are several problem-solving team building activities to try. The collapsing space game. There are many variations of the collapsing space game used in problem-solving team building, but the purpose remains the same. The game is designed to improve a team's ability to adapt to changing situations while incorporating input from every individual. This game is simple to play and only requires something to mark the boundary of the team's workspace. The key is to limit the team's space in a way that is easy to change and can fit the entire team. A rope is usually the best choice, but your team can also play the game with other physical boundary markers. To play, place the team inside the boundary made with the rope or other markers. The team must stay inside the boundary at all times. Over time, reduce the size of the team's space by shrinking the boundary. The team will have to adapt to find new ways of keeping everyone inside the boundary. The emergency plan game. Another easy-to-use option is the emergency plan game. It is one of the easiest problem-solving activity games to use since its only requirement is space. In this case, the game is more interesting and easier to facilitate and engage in if the room is filled with more objects. To play this game, gather everyone into a room. Your normal office works just fine if everyone is there. The team must find 10 items they will need to survive being locked in the room for several days. Give the team a set amount of time to discuss it, 30 minutes at the most, then review the team's answers. Everyone on the team must agree to the 10 items and rank them in order of importance. This game helps the team improve their communication skills. The team will have to agree on a final answer to win. So, team members will have to communicate their reasoning to the rest of the team in order for the team to win. The communication game. The communication game is another option if you don't want to leave your office building. However, it is best played in an open space with a flat floor. The purpose of the game is to help team members learn to communicate more effectively. You can play this game with common materials found around the office. It would be advisable to find a set of items that are the size of a fist or a hockey puck, are easy to see at a distance and won't be hard for someone to keep their balance if they step on one. If these items aren't available, you could also play with pieces of colored paper. You will also need enough blindfolds for half of the group. To play the game, divide the team into groups of 2. One person in each group puts on a blindfold. Then, the team leader spreads the set of objects across the floor so no one can walk directly to the other side of the room. Each pair of staff members works together to get the one with the blindfold on across the room without touching the objects. They will have to communicate effectively since the person without the blindfold can't move or touch the other person. Tips for team building with problem-solving activities. Here are some strategies you can use to ensure productive team building sessions. Be realistic about participant abilities. When developing your own problem-solving activities for team building, be realistic about participant abilities. Everyone brings a specific set of skills to the group, so utilizing everyone's unique traits can ensure the most effective team building sessions. For instance, if you have a team member who is stronger at motivating others, assign them to a leadership role in the activity. Evaluate your team building budget. If you are planning team building activities, evaluate your team building budget. The overall costs of team building depend on the activities. For example, off-site activities cost more. However, these activities do not need to be expensive to be effective. There are many free team building activities you can try in-house or off-site based on your team's needs and preferences. Keep team building sessions short. Try to keep team building sessions short for several reasons. Primarily, short team building sessions are less intrusive to the work schedule. A session that is 30 minutes long takes away less time than a longer session and is much easier to schedule. That way, you can incorporate it into your routine. Second, teams prefer short team building sessions. Brief sessions keep team members engaged and create less stress. Shorter sessions are also generally more cost-effective. Since team building is an expense rather than a money-generating operation, try to minimize the costs. Shorter sessions often have lower costs provided that the activities are planned in a more cost-effective way.